Landowners protest reopening of Pogera Gold Mine amidst signing more bed space to deal with increased COVID cases. And international medical experts arrive to assist.
This is National EMTV News with Dennis Orere.
Good evening and welcome. This is Friday's news. Landowners from the affected Porgera River have expressed concerns over the government's decision to allow Barrick, New Guinea to reopen the gold mine. They say there are outstanding issues that the government and Barrick have yet to address. Despite demands for the parties to address their grievances, Prime Minister James Marape and Barrick CEO signed instruments for the reopening of the mine this afternoon. We'll have that story later, but first, here is what the landowners from Porgera River had to say.
The landowners from the affected Pogera River and other landowners recently gathered to air their concerns on some of their issues. This comes after the government's decision to allow Barrick to continue as the developer of Pogera mine. They say they have not been consulted and some of their issues have not been addressed.
But now we are surprised that the government has decided to bring back Barrick without consulting us. Why the government and kissing Barrick come back when the same government allows him Barrick long operate the Pogera? It was because of Mipla affected landowners. I'm crying from Mipla now. I'm rousing Barrick, but without consulting us, the government has brought back Barrick, which we are confused now. We play concern.
Now, the press release if Barrick agree to terms conditions of government. Now I'm like, come, you must deal with them. LMB past them, you enter in Pogera.
According to the landowners, the long-term development plan for the Pogera mine has never been rolled out. They claimed there are no basic services from the mining township or other benefits, and they have been struggling for over 30 years. Other issues include environmental pollution caused by the mine and resettlement plan for landowners. They say the government must not rush to reopen the mine based on the economic status of the country as their lives matter.
Issues of resettlement of the LMP and SML. That is one of the key issues. Now, whether that will be addressed, Barrick agreed to address this issue, and government Barrick come back. The issue of long-term economic development plan for Pogera, Barrick for the last 80 years, developing. So, what guarantee is there that in the next 20 years, Barrick by developing a long-term economic development plan for Pogera?
They are calling on the government and the developer to respect the landowners and their land. They say the landowners must be consulted and their outstanding issues must be addressed before the agreement is signed.
You must respect him, citizen of country. Now, member of the or parliament too. You not going to play with them, citizen people kiss him Pogera. You want to member, you like against him, you like Bagarab Mibla. You must go to Pogera and look him. How much man kiss him Bagarab? How much man die?
The Lagai Pogera electorate has been an outstanding issue. And the leaders of Lagai Pogera and all the presidents have already signed a petition to the Prime Minister. And we want the government to facilitate the split of the Lagai Pogera electorate before even talking about reopening the Pogera Gold Mine.
Rayon Lakingu National, EMTV News.
Port Moresby General Hospital CEO Dr. Paki Molumi says there has been an increase in the number of positive COVID-19 cases over the past month, forcing the hospital to enable another normal ward to cater for the bed space demand. Speaking during a water curtains donation presentation ceremony this afternoon, Dr. Molumi says currently there are 56 COVID-19 cases admitted at the hospital. According to Dr. Molumi, over the past month, there has been a 50% positive rate for testing of suspected COVID-19 cases at the Port Moresby General Hospital, the largest referral hospital in the country.
Since the beginning of last month, the month of March, we had increasing number of patients coming through the emergency department. On average, like 10 every day. And then our testing for suspected cases that we are doing, we are getting over 50% positivity rate. So we have an isolation facility capacity of 18 bed, and at the emergency department we have an 11 bed holding bay for COVID patients to get into the isolation ward.
And catering for increasing bed space demand is a challenge for the hospital.
Because of the increasing numbers, we have opened up another normal ward to cater for the number of cases, which have another 50 or so cases there. 56 bed, we have about 30 cases or so in there. So in total, we have almost 56 patients at Port Moresby General Hospital. This is a COVID patients within Port Moresby General Hospital, which we are managing. At the same time, we are running the normal services as well as looking after the COVID patients.
Coca-Cola Amatil presented some cartons of nature's own water to the hospital today to play a part in meeting the rising need for safe drinking water at the hospital during the COVID-19 crisis.
We just donated 50 cartons of nature's own water. This is part of our corporate social responsibility. You know, we have a long-standing history of being there for the community, in the good times and the bad times. And now, during this COVID pandemic and the current surge that we have in numbers, it just feels right for us as a corporate organization to step in to show support.
Many of these frontline staff, our patients, require water. So that is the water that was distributed last year went to Rita Flynn as well as our isolation facility and our patients here. So this donation will go through the same way. So on behalf of the board and management, I want to thank all the business houses and individuals that have assisted and continue to assist. And more importantly, today I want to thank Coca-Cola Amatil for this generous support.
132,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine that are expected to arrive from India next week. This was revealed by the National Control Center in its recent media briefing. The Indian High Commissioner to PNG also confirmed recently that they will assist PNG in the time of COVID-19 crisis. Meanwhile, Dr. Downey says the only way to keep Papua New Guineans safe from COVID-19 is to vaccinate 80% of the country's population.
The country is expecting to receive a boost in terms of COVID-19 vaccination after the promised supply of 132,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine that is expected to arrive in the country next week, Tuesday.
PNG will be receiving its first quantity of vaccines from the COVAX facility. That will be coming in Tuesday next week on the 13th. I think the figures that we have is 132,000 doses. But when it comes, we need to verify that. So the numbers keep changing, but at the end of this year, we anticipate to get, at the end of the year, 3 million doses from the COVAX facility, so that will actually be delivered over time.
India is known as a pharmacist who has produced more than 40% of the global vaccine and has supplied to 45 countries.
We are not keeping all the vaccines for ourselves. We have already supplied vaccines to 45 countries. We have supplied to Canada, Brazil, and many countries in Africa and Latin America. Of course, our neighborhood, they have all been provided. And I'm very happy to mention that, India has accepted the request of the government of Papua New Guinea to supply vaccines.
The vaccine from India was procured through the PNG government in partnership with WHO COVAX arrangements, in which the AstraZeneca vaccine will be brought on shore. Dr. Downey says a total of 3 million vaccine doses are expected by the end of the year. He further says vaccinating will keep the population safe from the virus.
Don't forget, in order for us to be safe, we need to vaccinate everybody, 80% of the population. So it's going to take a few years for us to actually vaccinate everybody. And I said it's optional. So we might not reach that coverage quickly.
Apart from the vaccine, medical assistance from USA, Team Rubicon arrived yesterday, and from Australia, 17 additional members of the AusMed team arrived in Port Moresby today. These teams are eager to support the health systems of PNG during this pandemic. Esther Thailam, National EMTV News.
A meeting with medical doctors this afternoon has made it clear that the vaccines are safe for use in Papua New Guinea. After numerous attempts by the PNG Nurses Association to get a clear picture of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccines rollout in the country, they now stand with the government in support of the vaccine. PNG-NA National President Frederick Kebai says it is vital for government to continue its awareness throughout the country. This is to ensure that nurses throughout the country are aware of the effects of the vaccines and how to administer it.
With the current concern regime in terms of training of the particular vaccine which is now taking place, we would like it to be rolled out so that the frontline health workers can be humanized, so they can be protected to continue to look after the sick workforce.
And then under the Medical Advisory Scientific Committee, under the Pandemic Act, who was one of the teams that approved the AstraZeneca vaccine, came to come and speak on the safety of the vaccine and the process that they went through to bring into the country. Health Secretary also came to talk about the stringent process that was taken and the decision that were made to bring in the vaccine. Of course, safety of the country is very important.
And you can see more of the nurses' concerns on the In Focus program with Bradley Valenaki on Monday, the 12th of April. The United States and the World Health Organization have teamed up to assist PNG control the spike in the COVID-19 cases in the country. Team Rubicon from the USA arrived yesterday with medical experts who will be traveling to Western Highlands to support the Provincial Health Authority over the next 6 weeks.
The emergency medical team came as an international response to combat COVID-19 in the country. Controller David Manning says this came about as a response to NCC's request through WHO to assist during this pandemic.
Got big heavy too much deal want them nisla me been asking through WHO. Lo when I'm kind assistance can me plug and kisim or when I'm assistance where me plug and ask him them. One bilateral assistance and all emergency medical teams or EMT also call him.
WHO team leader Anna Malson says EMT Rubicon is a verified non-government organization and is qualified to assist national health workers.
All EMTs that have come through the WHO network are verified EMTs. What that means is that they are quality assured and they meet global standards for high quality of care.
EMT Rubicon will be deployed to Western Highlands Province to work alongside the Provincial Health Authority.
With the assistance from the United States government, they arrived here and they will be assisting us in our COVID response in the Western Highlands.
Gertrude Gabin, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. More of the day's stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. 12 officers from the Public Service Commission have been inducted into the National Public Service recently. This comes after an induction program conducted by the Pacific Institute of Leadership and Governance. The participants covered 3 major topics under the induction program, which includes general orientation of the public service, orientation of the agency, and orientation of individual job responsibilities. The induction program is mandatory by law that all public servants must undertake this program. However, it does not mean that they are automatically a permanent public servant. According to the induction program coordinator from PILAG, this is one of the processes towards permanency, and the next phase will require the participants to apply for permanency. That is through writing to the head of the agency, which will be facilitated by the human resource. The participants were presented with certificates after completing their induction program. PSC Acting Commissioner Judith Stennis congratulated the officers and challenged them to perform their duties with integrity and transparency. A new private clinic was officially opened by NCD Governor Powis Pakop today. With the current surge in COVID-19 in the country and hospitals scaling down services, the New Guinea Hope Clinic will provide much-needed medical assistance. Esther Thailam reports.
New Guinea Hope is a private clinic which initially started operations 2 years ago. The clinic provides radiology and laboratory services as well as medical examinations. NCD Governor Pakop congratulated the director of New Guinea Hope for his achievement and further emphasized on the importance of health during this pandemic.
I'm very pleased to note that it provides all the other services, especially to get people to check their health status. This is equally important in our health. We must know our health status. Many times in our country, our people take our health for granted.
As part of their community service and to commemorate the opening of the clinic, the medical facility at Aba City is providing free consultation for the first 50 patients. Director and owner of New Guinea Hope said the clinic is equipped with advanced medical equipment and medical experts from PNG and overseas.
It's for servicing our people, you know, and it's a private clinic. We need there's a growing demand here, and our facilities are more advanced than other clinics. Everything we have first-class treatment and everything, you know, and we got a very good experienced doctors working for us.
Governor Pakop also took the opportunity to stress on safety measures and for the public to adhere and follow set instructions.
It's important that all of us cooperate and do our part because the pandemic will keep on affecting us. It might get worse if we do not do our part. And when we don't stop the pandemic, it has a consequential effect on all our life. Business closed down, market closed down, schools closed down. New Guinea Hope Clinic is now hereby open.
Esther Thailam, National EMTV News.
Lae's Metropolitan Command Footbeat Patrol Unit has received a computer desktop, printer and a photocopying machine to effectively carry out their duties. Inspector David Kumayong said the beat unit is maintaining operations, however, they lack resources to compile reports for court appearances. The donation from an SME business will assist policemen to patrol Lae Market, Top Town, Eriku and the main bus stops.
Lae's Metropolitan Footbeat Patrol Unit is also operating here at the Bunicamp Police Post. Their reports and court file preparation has been a challenge for them since the establishment of this police post last year. Lae Metropolitan Acting Superintendent Operations, Senior Inspector David Kumayong says the Footbeat Patrol Unit needs support in doing their jobs more professionally.
They lack the resources in doing the court preparations like court files and writing reports. Normally they go around looking for other desktops in other offices to do their daily administrative routines.
Yesterday, a local SME business in Lae, Innovative Industrial, stepped in and assisted the Footbeat Patrol Unit with a computer desktop, a printer and photocopying machine.
It came to my attention that all police, especially this area, they do a lot of work, but they have problems, side report writing and one so just a gesture of appreciation, hard work police are working in Lae. We just donated computer set so they can do the reports and stuff. And I'd just like to say too that this is not going to be the last time. We, in whatever way, capacity people like crime assist them all to make sure that at least they can be able to write their reports and submit on time. So it's just a token of appreciation from the community in Lae to the police force.
Yes, the appreciation may be new, but to be honest, frankly speaking, it's a little bit under-resourced. But members of the bid unit probably were talking to our friends in the private sector, which resulting in Mr. Bayaki and his team here. coming across to donate all these items for the police.
The Footbeat Patrol Unit was an exercise initiated under the leadership of former Lay Metsup Anthony Wagambi Jr. in 2016. Its main role is to ensure public safety at Lay's Market, Top Town and Eriku, where the main bus stops are located. This follows public's demand on the increase of police presence in the city.
I'd say that Lay Metro, the Footbeat unit specifically, they've done a tremendous change lo community, society, all very beginning to safe, lo go kam lo bus stop isla kaina. People appreciate him isla.
Senior Inspector Kumayong says the Footbeat Patrol Unit currently consists of 15 policemen.
Operationally, we're doing fine. I think we're having a partnership with the Honourable Member for Lay and Minister for Lands. Honourable John Rosso has been helping us big time. And the administrative capacity here, I think it's a boosting morale to my men and women of the command, Lay Metro. That will enable us to capture what's in the policing, that requirements in the policing sectors.
Julie Badui, OA, National MTV News, Lay.
The Nawai District Development Authority CEO James Niapukali has announced the funding of 5 million kina for roadworks to the Poham Bukawa Road. His announcement is in response to concerns raised by locals on the bad road conditions and how it has been affecting them. Mr. Niapukali said the 5 million kina is currently before the Provincial Procurement Commission for a procurement arrangement.
Last year, towards the end of the year, I'm through long DDA endorsement, mipla security mompla PIP submission, through long national planning, and funds has been released 5 million kina. Through long road scope long Pom Junction go long Wagang inside lo Bukawa, 2.5 million kina. And the other 2.5 million kina and long Buso Bridge, Buso number 2 long Wagang inside lo Labuta LLC. And that is total of 5 million kina. And all kata procurement 1 staff long Provincial Procurement Commission. Once all finalize him na give him contract go long 1 per month now. I believe I think by helping through road blow you long Pom Bukawa Road.
10 diesel fuel drums were donated by Puma Energy to a community-based organization in rural Bundi, the Kumura Foundation, to aid in the organization's community projects. For the past few weeks, road access into rural Bundi has been blocked due to landslips caused by heavy rains. Foundation Director Vincent Kumura said this donation will help the foundation to clear the road, allowing for services into the area to continue.
Puma Energy donated 10 fuel drums worth more than 8,000 kina to the Kumura Foundation to help with the organization's community projects. According to Foundation Director Vincent Kumura, this is the largest fuel donation they've received, thanking the company for their support towards the cause.
I would like to especially thank Huala Tokome, the Puma Energy Country Director in Papua New Guinea, Nelson Sefoyo, the Puma Energy Terminal Manager here at Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, and also Robert Nilkare, the Managing Director of New Britain Palm Oil.
In the past month, heavy rainfalls have caused landslips affecting the road access for more than 10,000 people who use the Simbu to Bundi Road. For the remote tribes in Upper Bundi, they use this road to access basic health, education and other services in Chimbu. In March, the Sir Brian Bell Foundation donated an ambulance to the Kumura Foundation to help deliver health services. The fuel donated will be used to clear the road, allowing this service to continue.
These 10 fuel drums will be used to clear up the road from Gambok down to Upper Bundi to service the people of remote Bundi, and also to help fuel the ambulance that has been recently donated by the Sir Brian Bell Foundation to support rural health service in this remote part of the country.
In a statement by Puma Energy's terminal manager in Goroka, Nelson Sefoyo, He said the company was pleased to support the foundation because such projects will make a difference to people's lives in the rural communities of PNG. Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News.
The agreement for the reopening of Pogera Mine has been signed between the state and Barrick. The signing ceremony was facilitated by the Governor-General at the Government House this afternoon. The signing of this agreement now signifies the start of Pogera Mine. Pogera Mine was closed over 12 months ago after the special mining lease, which was held by Barrick, expired last year. After negotiations with the state and the developer, it was agreed that Barrick will continue as the developer of Pogera Mine. The ownership of Pogera will be held in a joint venture company to be owned 51% by PNG stakeholders and 49% by Barrick. The agreement was signed by Mining Minister Johnson Tuke and BNL CEO Mark Bristow. And now looking at the Nest Fund market report, the Kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2775 $0.3579 Australian dollars, $0.3892 New Zealand dollars, and 29.71 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, coffee and copra closed higher, cocoa closed lower. Palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, and copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, and the All Ordinaries is also trading higher.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The countdown has already begun for the Papua New Guinea men's national cricket team, the Barramundis. With 5 months to go before the T20 World Cup will eventuate, the new head coach, Carl Sandri, trusts the boys will fare well despite not having met the team as yet in person.
In the most crucial year yet for Papua New Guinea men's national cricket team, Cricket PNG sees a change in the head coach, and with less than 6 months away, the new coach says all should be well.
The message from me is just to the players and staff is we're ready for whenever, however, wherever. We'll keep doing our work. So I guess that's the message from me, and as I said at the start, I was very happy and proud to be in such a position and excited for what it brings in the next few years.
Carl Sandri has never been to Papua New Guinea, but says with the help of all at Cricket PNG, he should get along fine.
No, I've not been to PNG. And what do I know about PNG? Well, I've been given a lot over the last month. A lot of information and so forth. So I've had talking daily with everyone there. So I'm slowly getting to learn it.
With continuous restrictions on travel, Cricket PNG is yet to confirm any date and time of arrival of Carl Sandri. But Sandri is not letting this stop him from reaching the team via technology.
The WhatsApp groups, although as we know it's over online and so forth, at least it can create a little bit of a bond between us. We've got groups running across the layers of Barras, and then I've got groups with different players, both individually and groups.
Cricket PNG Chief Executive Officer Greg Campbell says they are doing their best to get Sandri on the grounds.
So we're looking forward to the next chapter with Carl, and hopefully we can have a great showing at the World Cup. It's going to be difficult, but we're not using that as an excuse moving forward. You know, Carl will Zoom, we'll get him into PNG as soon as we can.
With less than 6 months away and continuous isolation strategies set by the PNG government, getting back to the swing of things may be difficult. But Sandri thinks otherwise.
Yeah, well, I guess, as I said, the boys know that there's a World Cup waiting, as you say, in 3-5 months' time. That's pretty strong motivation, full stop, for them to be in their best form as they can be. So for me, it's constant, it's daily chat on our WhatsApp groups. It's making sure everyone's feeling okay, they're safe, they're getting in.
Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
Quarter of the year has passed with the COVID situation not getting any better. But PNG Basketball Federation is optimistic as it sets out the 2021 calendar with some interesting events ahead.
Papua New Guinea Basketball Federation Board recently endorsed their biggest calendar events for 2021, kicking off with the Under-17 National Championships in July for both boys and girls.
6 to 8 July are the dates that we have for the Under-17 National Championships, and that's for both boys and girls. At the moment, we had planned to host it in Port Moresby, but depends again on whether the Tarama Aquatic Centre will be available for us at that time.
The Under-17 National Tourney will be followed by 3-on-3 and 5-on-5 National Championships during the Independence celebrations.
3x3 and 5x5 Championships, National Championships, those will be held from the 15th to the 17th of September, also in Port Moresby. And for the National Club Championships, we plan to host that on the 22nd of December. And we will shortly be sending an invitation out to our affiliates to bid to host that event.
President Kara says the calendar, however, is subject to the COVID situation.
But of course, it's all subject to where we end up with the COVID-19 pandemic.
The 2021 calendar also notes one international event later in the year.
It's the Oceania Under-17 Championships in Samoa in December, and we will select our training squad during the National Championships in July and then prepare for the Oceania Championships from there.
Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues with more after the break. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. While the Hunters' preparations are underway for round 3 against Mackay Cutters, first away game for the PNG boys, Coach Matthew Church made an announcement earlier this week on the new staff who have joined the club at management and coaching levels: Paul Aiton, Ben Cross, Jeremy Hickman and Scott Barker. Church adding funding for the new staff has been sourced outside of PNG RFL.
A Kumul legend. What he is passionate about is Papua New Guinea and also Papua New Guinea Rugby League. So he's brought a lot of energy. He's been a really good addition to the coaching staff, but also to our players. You know, we've got a number of test hookers that are in the squad, and he's been really working closely with those guys and our halves, having played through similar positions. So he's been working with those guys and upskilling them. So Ben obviously played on State of Origin as well, NRL career. He probably played for the wrong state, in my opinion. But he brings a lot of playing experience, played 140-odd NRL Super League games plus a couple of Origins. Prior to coming on board in 2020 for the previous 2 seasons, he was an assistant coach at the Brisbane Broncos. It's funny, Ben, myself and Michael Marum did our Level 3 high performance coaching course together. Jeremy Hickman's highly experienced high performance manager. So he's spent 15 years working with Wayne Bennett and basically controls his high performance programs through the Broncos, Knights, Dragons, back to the Broncos, and then with England and Great Britain sides. So Jeremy filled that role for Wayne. And then additionally, Scott Barker. So he's come on as a general manager, but he's also part of his role is consulting in the video and data analysis, which he's done that throughout the NRL for 19 to 20 years. So those guys are highly experienced. I guess part of our coming to Australia and the support with the Oz-specific sports program is that we get some funding. So I've applied for that funding and wrote a proposal to bring these guys on board. So the football content of those 3 consultants actually is getting funded outside of PNG. And anytime you can resource people of this nature into your program, I think it's value for money, but this is the best money I've never spent.
One change to the lineup of the PNG Hunters for round 3 and an update on Emmanuel Wane and Enoch Maki. Here is head coach Matthew Church with the updates before tomorrow's game.
After a week on bye, the Hunters note one change in their lineup for the game against Mackay Cutters tomorrow night, with Vice-Captain Kevin Apple on a 2-week suspension.
Force change there with Kevin. I thought we had a fair case taking that one to the judiciary, but he's going to miss 2 weeks for a shoulder charge. Just one change there. Manuel Wane will start, and Judah Rimbu will come back onto the bench.
While Kevin Apple takes 2 weeks off, Coach Church notes Emmanuel Wane's efforts through the middle.
Yeah, we've been playing through the middle, and he's probably not used to playing there. But one thing he is really good at is his intent. So we're looking to make sure that he brings that on the weekend as well. But he's been really good. I've been happy with how he's gone off the bench in an unfamiliar position.
Church gives an update on when Enoch Maki would be taking the field.
Enoch's probably a couple more weeks away. I guess just in the middle of week 1 preparations or round 1 preparations, his knee swelled up. And what we found out of that was he had just a foreign body, so basically a floating bit of bone in his knee. So we sent him in to get that taken out, and so he's probably still a couple of weeks away, probably closer towards the Burleigh game in round 5, I would suggest.
With tomorrow's game going down in Mackay, Hunter's first away game, Coach says a routine has been set.
No, so we'll do a captain's run down here on the coast on Friday evening. So I'll try and match that close to the game time, so the boys get used to playing or training under lights. Try and replicate what we're going to do the next day. Early Saturday morning, we'll fly to Mackay, basically get to the hotel, check in, and then start our preparations. And then we'll overnight in Mackay, and then get an early bird back to Brisbane, and then the Gold Coast after that on Sunday.
Kilawani, Trukai Sports.
That story wraps up Trukai Sports, the weather report for the next 24 hours after these messages. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports. This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
Regional weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Moresby, chances of a few showers. Daru and Kerama, brief showers. Alotau, cloudy with possible thunderstorms and rain showers. Popondetta, a few showers and partly cloudy. To the Momase region, Lae, possible showers. Medang, chances of evening showers. Wewak, a few showers. Vanimo, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, evening showers. Kavieng and Kimbe, chances of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo and Rabaul, rain showers and possible thunderstorms, and some rain showers and possible thunderstorms for Buka. And to the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, chances of evening rain showers. Goroka and Kundiawa, rain showers and drizzles, then cloudy. Mendi and Wabeg, some rain drizzles.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that's the news, sports and weather for Friday, the 9th of April 2021. Pleasant viewing, be safe, bye for now.